So the Moro arc just ended, and a new Dragon Ball arc is about to start, the Granola arc, and we've been having a lot of hype moments. We're gonna get a new fight between Goku and Whis as I speak now. We also have Granola, who has shown pretty crazy feats for the beginning of a Dragon Ball villain or Dragon Ball arc. We also have Goku's power being a very big fragment towards comparison to other characters, in which normally Toyotaro and Toriyama used people such as the Gods of Destruction to compare them from, meaning that Goku might have actually reached a pretty important milestone. This is obviously evident if you've read the Moro arc, especially the last chapters of it, where Goku has now perfected Ultra Instinct in the manga officially and can tap into the technique, transformation form, whatever you want to call it, as much as he wants, and has full dominance over it. He can completely stomp pretty much anyone that we've ever seen in Dragon Ball as of right now, except for the Angels, obviously the Grand Priest, Zeno most likely, but there's been still a question that is yet to be answered. Did Goku surpass his God of Destruction? And God of Destruction I'm talking about is obviously the Universe 7's beloved God of Destruction, Lord BEERUS. BEERUS has always been used as a comparison towards other people. However, fans have always been dubious about if BEERUS had already been surpassed, especially in the manga. The anime, I'm going to be covering it in a later episode, considering that the anime and the manga are separate continuities written by different entities and share different scalings and different plot points and things like that. So I don't really want to get into the anime that much. I want to focus solely on the manga, Toyotaro's own work with Toriyama's contribution with notes, as well as guidebooks referring to the manga itself, meaning VJump articles that are directly referring to Toyotaro's material. And I want to answer the question, did Goku surpass BEERUS already, especially in this Moro arc? When did Goku specifically reach a level higher than BEERUS, and can Goku currently just stomp BEERUS, and if he can, with what difficulty? Can he do it at low difficulty, mid difficulty, high difficulty? Is there any chance that BEERUS might be stronger than we already know? Or is there like any chance that BEERUS might become stronger in the narrative? All of these questions will be answered. I will be going over multiple points as to which answer should be given within these, and all of the evidence that I'm about to present is 100% official from either VJump, which is directly associated with Shonen Jump, the publisher of Dragon Ball Super manga, or the Dragon Ball Super manga itself, with official Viz translated dialogue and other material, obviously. So, anyways, y'all sit back, enjoy, and yeah, let's get it started. Before we take a look at the Moro arc, we should first take a look at what came before it. Enter the Tournament of Power, or get introduced to a powerful warrior stated above his own destroyer, Jiren. In the manga, after Goku's exhibition match against Toppo, Toppo states Jiren surpassed their god of destruction, Belmont. In the manga, Belmont is seen being weaker than BEERUS, at least from what we know. Since in God of Destruction tournament, him together with a bunch of gods were collectively getting clapped by the God of Destruction of Universe 7, BEERUS. However, in the guide from the Toriak Festival 2018, it was stated that Jiren was said to have power above the gods of destruction. Note how the statement is mentioning gods in general, utilizing plural sentence, and not just a god, meaning that Jiren would surpass all gods in general and not just his, meaning this would include BEERUS as well. Now this statement will most likely be referring to full power Jiren, aka the one with the red aura around him, as suppressed Jiren is sometimes caught by some of Goku's and Vegeta's attacks, both in their powered up Super Saiyan Blue states. However, this is still relevant to Goku considering that when Goku completed Ultra Instinct, he was absolutely obliterating this Jiren. The gap between Goku and Jiren was way more present in the manga than in the anime, as Goku was casually kicking Jiren from right to left, not allowing the Universe 7 warrior to hit him even once during the whole fight. If Jiren was already above all the gods at full power, and Goku was above Jiren in his completed Ultra Instinct, then Goku from the Tournament of Power in his prime should already surpass BEERUS. Keep in mind that Goku only started stalemating Jiren when his Ultra Instinct was running out, and when Whis pointed out that Goku indeed did not fully master the transformation. So as far as we know, Goku was simply not being able to output the same amount of strength for that whole time, but when he did indeed use Ultra Instinct at full capacity, he was still overwhelming Jiren, making him above BEERUS at that point. Goku proceeded to lose the ability to tap at Ultra Instinct, thus not having the power to beat BEERUS. However, his base and Super Saiyan forms were definitely stronger than his Tournament of Powers counterpart, as this Goku had now undergone through some training gaps and even the Broly arc events where it stated that him and Vegeta both got stronger from. This is very important, as this Goku then later on perfects Ultra Instinct, thus stacking the amount of power UI amplifies with his stronger base form. This Goku would mathematically outclass Tournament of Power Goku in every way, thus it will make sense if he were to be above BEERUS, considering he had just regained the form that allowed him to beat Jiren and was even stronger than that. Even if we disregarded these simple maths, we still have Goku stating Moro 7-3 is the strongest opponent he had ever faced. This statement itself would have to include BEERUS as well, considering Goku fought the Destroyer way back in Chapter 3. Now, I can already tell that people are going to tell me shit like, oh, BEERUS was held back, and although I agree, that still doesn't matter at all, as Goku later in the God of Destruction tournament witnesses full power BEERUS fighting against all the other destroyers, so Goku would have knowledge over BEERUS' full power, even before the TOP. The Grand Priest also literally stated that if the God of Destruction holds back in that match, they will be erased, and that they would have to fight as if they were to try and kill each other. Thus, we can already know a lot of things are keeping BEERUS from being suppressed here, and Goku is witnessing all of it, so he would be a reliable source to compare Moro to BEERUS. Either way, Goku stating Moro is the strongest he has ever faced should also include Jiren, who, as I already established, is above all the gods. Now I know a lot of people think this statement will be referring to Moro's hacks, however it's very clear that Goku's referring to strength here, as he not only had Moro just strike Goku's hand with his hand, which does imply AP, but also Goku goes on about if Moro trained and how strong he would be if he did. Thus it's very evident that Goku will be talking about actual power, and not just his regeneration abilities or whatever. So pretty much Moro 7-3 is already above BEERUS, Jiren, and Broly, and Goku is far above him. So it would be only logical that he would have already surpassed BEERUS by a large margin. Moro later on powers up into Ultra Instinct after absorbing BEERUS' abilities. Goku and Moro are even for quite some time. However, Goku ends up having the upper hand yet again, and Moro later fuses with a planet, becoming even stronger considering he was now absorbing the energy of the Earth and everyone in it. Despite this, Goku is still able to literally block Moro's attacks with a limb each. The big controversy starts when BEERUS said that he would lend a hand to the Z Warriors to help beat Planet Moro. BEERUS' statement is very vague, however, as he never says he will beat Moro, or at least that he will do it alone. He even says he would help them out, implying that he's still gonna need everyone's assistance to take Moro down. Assuming BEERUS is going to take Moro down with a certain trump card, BEERUS could possibly be referring to somewhat of a sealing technique, This makes sense, as in the past, Moro was beat by the previous Kaioshin display. We know BEERUS can also seal people, as it was directly stated that he was the one that sealed the Elder Kai onto the Z-Sword. This would also tie up well with the evidence we already have towards Moro being stronger than BEERUS, since sealing techniques in Dragon Ball seem to bypass their ability to very high extents. One example of this is the Mafuba. However, this is all just a possibility. I would like to point out that either way, the only reason Goku would be struggling so bad against Planet Moro would be because Goku was having a mental breakdown in the middle of the fight due to the fact that he didn't believe in his own power anymore because of the mistake he had just committed. In an interview featured in the Super Exciting Guide, Toriyama asked, "What is the secret to winning a fight in Dragon Ball?" As to which Toriyama replies by saying that it would be the size and the control over your ki. Toriyama also mentions the three components of ki: energy, genki, courage, yuki, and right-mindedness, shoki. This means that the mental aspect of a set character is a very important factor in a Dragon Ball match, and the character is insecure, or if the character is hot-headed, it might lead to them not performing well in a battle, since they cannot control their ki properly and won't be allowed to use all their power. It's almost like a character is being restricted despite not even wanting to. So we could say that maybe BEERUS, if anything, would scale to a heavily nerfed Ultra Instinct Goku, despite that in itself being a high ball, since BEERUS has no feats above Goku and likes evident statements that imply he's still on Goku's level or above. Throughout the fight between Goku and Moro in the final chapters, we also see that the narrative seems to be trying to push this agenda that Goku has now reached God status and is above what he once struggled to become. We see BEERUS acknowledge Goku's fighting style and even his performance in the fight, as well as BEERUS stating that if Goku were to tap into Ultra Instinct once more, he would not fall to anyone else. So I would go even far as to say that the narrative itself seems to be absolutely fine with Goku reaching this new level of power. To conclude this video, yes, Goku did surpass BEERUS in every possible sense. Not only has he mastered Ultra Instinct way further than BEERUS, he also beat up multiple adversaries that were multiple times stated to surpass BEERUS' level of strength, such as Jiren and Moro. In terms of skill, both Goku and BEERUS are hinted to have godlike fighting styles, and Goku's will most likely surpass BEERUS' due to his perfection over Ultra Instinct. When it comes to hacks and abilities, both Goku and BEERUS hold sealing techniques, as well as Hakai, and BEERUS' Hakai would probably not even work, since we know most hacks in Dragon Ball get negged by higher forms of ki. So Goku would win in any way, shape, but not form, as he would require his perfected Ultra Instinct to beat the Destroyer either way. Anyways, this is the answer, guys. Now, I would say Goku would probably beat BEERUS around the low to mid diff. I don't really think Goku would struggle with BEERUS as of right now, considering BEERUS' best feats were like being able to counter a Gangup of all the gods of destruction, but considering that Jiren is already stated above that level, and Goku should be several times stronger than Jiren at this point, there really is no reason for me to believe that Goku would actually have a hard time fighting BEERUS, especially with all the amounts of hacks that he has. Like, if Goku uses Akai, it will most likely one-shot BEERUS, and BEERUS will have nothing against it considering the gap in power that they have. Obviously, if Goku fights BEERUS in his Super Saiyan Blue forms, or any of his other Super Saiyan forms, he will indeed lose, as there is no evidence towards those forms actually surpassing the God of Destruction. However, Ultra Instinct, it's a pretty safe guess. Anyways, I'd like to know what are your thoughts in the description. If you wish to debate me, just comment down below, and we can get into a voice chat. I don't do text debates. The maximum that I would do would be voice to text, but yeah. I'll be leaving my Discord down in the description below if anybody wishes to discuss this with me. And I mean, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I'm out. Peace, and I hope I could answer all of your questions in this video. See you in the next.